Hello everyone, I hope you're doing good and reading awesome books. So today's video we're going to talk about the flow state, like how someone can enter into the flow state. So the basic meaning of flow state and the experiences like everyone having when they enter into the flow state, and you know that the experiences they are having is the optimal experiences, and the real meaning of their work and they are doing. So they are on the peak level of the peak level of productivity when they are into their own zone, in their own comfort zone of working, and they know that this environment they are having is the optimal experiences of their life. How I see flow state is that when you're fully aware of doing something, and that is where the same thing happening when you reach into that flow state. When you're fully aware of doing something, when you're fully conscious about it, that there's no one to disturb you, because you are in your own zone, working your own activity, you are fully focused on that thing, and that is happening when and this is the step by step process. When you are doing something with a goal in your mind, and that is when you realized suddenly you are entered into the flow state, and that goal has to be some kind of challenging, because you need your full attention, and also the thing that you're doing, it should be more like intentionally doing it, because unless there's no point of doing it, because you otherwise, if you don't like doing it with full intentionally, you will not going to enter into that flow state, in that fully optimal experiences of that that the thing that you are doing. And if you have read the book called the Ikigai, it talks about the same thing. The Ikigai, like the purpose of your life, the meaning of your life, that every day you wake up thinking that the same thing. And in that book, the author like talks about like how people of Okinawa, they wake up like they're thinking of their own work, their own Ikigai, and they wake up in that full energy of doing the same thing every day, because they have found out their own Ikigai, their own purpose in life. And this is the same thing, like they doing their the thing they like, and because of that they easily enter into that flow state, the optimal level of experiences. There's a very famous quote of Aristotle. It says like, we are what we repeatedly do. And so excellence is not an act but a habit, and it is the I think if you see that quote is the same thing. We are what we repeatedly do. So this is some kind of habit that we are making it doesn't matter like we are doing it consciously or unconsciously. If we are doing it every day, we become some kind of part of it, and becomes the one thing, because it becomes a habit, and on some point we have like some kind of excellence in it, because we are doing it every day, and in our mind we are doing it repeatedly, so we become one part of it. So when you are in that zone, there is no future, no past, there is only the present moment, and there's you. So there's you only involved in that activity, and that is the beauty of it, purely involved in that activity that you are doing, and you obviously love doing it, and that is the the best thing of it. So this is the state in which people are so involved in their own activity, in their own zone, and obviously they are of course love doing it, and they don't have anything like, and there's no point like there's nothing can distract them, because they are so involved in their own zone. And if you have watched the video of the Bruce Lee on YouTube, his very famous video of like be water my friend, and it is the same philosophy, I think. And if you have watched that entire video, in that video he talks about like be water my friend. Like if you put water into the cup, it becomes the cup. If you put water into the teapot, it becomes the teapot. And if you put water into this bottle, it becomes the bottle. And I think the same thing involving in yourself, in that like the situation that you're in, like if it's a sad moment, if it's a happy moment, anything, it is the same thing. If you involve if you mold yourself into the situations. So I think it is the pure philosophy of going with the flow, like going with the flow of the situations that you are in. It is the state of pure consciousness, and also going with the flow, whether it's a sad moment, whether it is a happy moment, like the negativity, like anything. If you are going with the flow, you will have more focus, more control of your own mind. You will be so involved in that activity, because the philosophy is so great. It's like the great thinkers have said it. So how someone can enter into the flow state and have their own optimal experiences. And like for me, I sometimes I have also entered into the flow state, because sometimes I'm doing these YouTube videos and recording these YouTube videos, and suddenly I notice that I've entered into that flow state, and words like coming in my mind like automatically, like what I have to say. And sometimes I also have some bullet points, and suddenly when I read that bullet points, and some kind of words and phrases come into my mind, like what I have to say, like a lot of words and a lot of things that I have to say, that comes in my mind. Because when I enter into that flow state, like I have a lot of words to say, and that is the same thing but what you're like doing, and you will easily enter into the flow state. So the first thing you have to have in mind, like some kind of clarity and goal in mind. So whatever the activity that you are doing, you have to have some kind of goal in mind, like how I am able to do it, like how basically. So basically what you are doing and how you are doing it. So you have to have some kind of goal in mind, some kind of clarity in mind, like how you perform that that thing. The thing is, you have to be fully focused on that thing. So you have to like give your full attention to it, like fully concentrate on that activity that you are doing. So you have to be like what the thing that you are doing, if you are not doing it fully focusedly, fully like give your full attention to it, you will be most likely to break that thing, like break that flow state, because you have to give your full attention to it. Unless you will not able to reach that that flow state. And one thing you can do is to choose some kind of difficult task, like not very difficult, but some level of difficulty, that where you need to put some type of concentration or some type of deep focus in it. Because when you pick like some easy task, you will know like this is how I'm doing it, and this is very easily, and you will do it like in very less time, and that is where you will not able to reach that level of flow state. So you have to pick like something that is very interesting to you, and that is you will more likely to do it, and you will also kind of extend that level of difficulty. Because if there's no some kind of difficulty, you will not able to be more focused on that. The next tip is don't perform multiple tasks. So you don't have to be like perform multiple tasks at once. You can also do like your most important task, like if you wake up in the morning and suddenly you have your most important task for that day, so you can also do that most important task. And you don't have to be like reading your book and also performing some type of activity in your laptop, and you are writing something in your notebook, and you're watching some type of news in your TV. And so you don't have to be perform like a multiple task. In that way you won't able to reach the flow. The next tip is personal control over your mind. So you have to be like very conscious about it, like whatever the thing that you are doing, whatever the task that you are performing, you have to be like fully conscious on that, and you have to be your mind like fully relaxed, and consciously that you are doing for a purpose, like you are doing or performing that task to enter into the flow state. And you have to be telling like whatever I'm doing with full consciously, and the thing that I'm doing, I'm very interested in it, I'm fully intentionally involved in that activity. It is more easily and it is more likely that you are enter into the flow state. So these are the steps that you can take to enter into this flow state, and I think it's a very easy steps. And some people are very very in less time they are enter into the flow state, because the thing they are doing it very intentionally and very purely in a form of fully conscious way, and they are very likely enter into the flow state in a very less time. And some people take more time to enter into the flow state, because they have to perform this step by step thing, and the meaningful things in their life, the most important things that they like, they also perform the same thing. And also the steps that you are doing, you have to be fully conscious and performing in your own style, your own way, your fully personal controlling your own things. And I hope you perform these steps. And also if you have some kind of questions on the flow state, and I would love to know your thoughts, so feel free to comment down below, like what are your thoughts on the flow state and on this video as well. And I will also include some type of books on flow state in the description box below, so you can check that as well. And if you are new to my channel, so make sure to subscribe it and also hit the bell icon and share this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.